Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into developmental milestones for 3 months of age. So I know I've mentioned this in prior videos, but in case you haven't seen those videos, I just would like to let you know that down below in the description box is a completely free link to your developmental milestone chart for ages 0 to 12 months. So I've gone ahead and packed in all of the major milestones that you need to be aware of in this chart, so it's easy for you to print out and put it on your fridge and follow along and see that your kiddo's on track. All right guys, let's get into it. So at 3 months of age, your infant is starting to make smoother movements with their arms and their legs. Another way to look at this is that their movements appear less rigid than they may have been several weeks ago. Your baby should be able to grasp and hold on to a rattle for about 30 seconds or so. It's around this age where you're starting to see that your child is batting or swinging at items that might be overhead. Your 3-month-old is bringing their hands to their mouth. You should know that their hands are open as opposed to fisted about 50% of the time. When it comes to gross motor skills, you may note that your 3-month-old is beginning to bear some weight in their legs when they're held upright. At 3 months of age, your baby should be able to roll from their side to their back. You should see your baby able to lift their head and turn their head from side to side. And finally, you will note that your baby is able to not only hold their head up, but they're starting to push up on their forearms when they're lying on their tummy. At 3 months of age, you're starting to hear adorable coos and some other noises other than crying. Your infant is able to turn their head towards sounds, and they might be startled by loud noises, and they begin to cry when they're uncomfortable or hungry. Cognitively, your baby's starting to pay attention to faces, especially those familiar faces. You'll notice that your baby's able to follow an object in their line of sight. They're starting to mouth toys, so maybe a rattle or a pacifier. As they're starting to grasp items, they're realizing, oh, my hands do something. So they're paying more attention to those hands. And you may notice that your infant starts to act bored or cries when an activity isn't changing. When it comes to social emotional skills, your 3-month-old might start to smile at people. He or she may be able to briefly calm themselves by bringing their hands to their mouth. And they're really making an effort to look at familiar faces, so a parent or a grandparent or a sibling. And your 3-month-old will stop crying when they're comforted. These are indications that you should probably check in with your physician. If your 3-month-old is not responding to loud sounds, if your 3-month-old is not watching items that are moving across their line of sight, if they're not yet smiling at people, if you don't see them bringing their hands to their mouth, and finally, if your baby is not able to hold their head up when they're pushing up on their tummy. Okay guys, that's gonna do it for the major developmental milestones for our 3-month-olds. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. And don't forget to check out the other developmental milestone videos in this playlist so you can be up to date on what is coming up next for your baby. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and click that little box in the corner, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.